this morning, sun's a bit hazy, checking the forecast, things looking crazy. A storm on the horizon, the pressure is low, gotta get moving, put on a show. The news is all buzzing, state of alert, but we've got a plan, we're ready to work. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. See a little fire or a rising flood, we're a well-oiled machine, we're running in the mud. From the city hall meetings to the rescue teams, turning worst case scenarios into hopeful dreams. We're training the people, stocking the gear, we're the team you can count on when trouble is near. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. It's more than a job, it's a calling, you see, prepared for the present and what's yet to be. Every second counts, we're ready to react for our communities, we're making an impact. Emergency Management Associates, we're here for the crisis, we're here for the fates. From the first sign of trouble to the all clear sign, we're on the front lines, we're one of a kind. Emergency Management Associates, we're the calm in the chaos, we're opening gates, connecting the dots and making the calls. We're picking you up when you're starting to fall. Yeah, we're picking you up, we're ready to go. EMA, let's get this show on the road.
Let's get this show on the road, guys. What do you say? Let's do it right now, in fact. Right now, let's kick this can. Guys, welcome to Emergency Management Associates tonight. This is Ron Tyler. I'm coming to you from the Area Command offices and studios of the Area Command here 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. Welcome to our show tonight. Guys, I want to start off this program, talk about something that's important to all of us. Insurance, health insurance. For those people who are retired, you're going to want to hear this. So please stay tuned to this. This is very important. Very, very important to you and your families as well. Because what you pay in health insurance and Medicare could drive you into the loony bin or maybe even the bankruptcy or out of your house. Okay? I found that out. Guys, we have a lot to talk about this, okay? I'm going to be talking about chapter right now. Chapter Medicare, healthcare. For questions, and these guys don't take any money, they give you the ideas what you can do, and then they let you make the decision. For questions, call 855-900-2427. 855-900-8427. Now, guys, on average, people who worked with chapters saved $1,000, maybe even $1,100 on average per year in Medicare insurance payments. It's 100% free service. You don't have to pay them for anything. The agencies do not work, the agents here do not work on commission at all. And as a result, you save the money. They're 100% licensed, unbiased Medicare advisors. No hidden fees, no obligations. Chapter's guidance is completely free, guys. I've used them. They have excellent customer service. One person said Bennett, the representative that actually helped me, was very patient, explained everything thoroughly. He was very kind and patient. Medicare can become very confusing, but he made sure I was comfortably taken care of and making a decision. I highly recommend this service. Okay. Another person said I called chapter and they were very patient and helpful in sorting out my confusions. Their team took the worry out of what felt like an impossible decision. I'm so glad I made the call. Another person said I contacted chapter. They were great. I did not have to change anything. Okay, this is one case where the person didn't have to change anything, but they took the worry out of it. Great customer service. Guys, if you want to save money on Medicare health insurance, simply call chapter at 855-900-2427 and tell them Ron Tyler from Emergency Management Associates asked you to call. So do that. Again, chapter, no worries at all. Again, they're simply free to talk to. They do not accept commissions or anything else. Now, as a result, you can get the best service and best savings for your Medicare health insurance. Simply call again, 855-900-2427. Okay? Now, one of my favorite people here, there are many, Sharon here, she goes by Sleeping Volcano here, depending on which service she uses to get on YouTube. She's given me questions about this. I'm urging her to also call chapter for her Medicare insurance. She can get free service and get more money for the bang, or more bang for her money. Okay, so please do that, guys. Please save yourself some very bad problems. Okay, so call chapter again. If you have questions, call them 855-900-2427. Okay, now in addition to that, guys, if you want to help support this channel, you can do so by going to our PayPal locations you see scrolling across the bottom of your screen here, and you can send us donations to this PayPal. We need that to help keep this program on the air. Costs keep going up. Okay. Also, you can send us donations through the post office. Our post office box, 504 Bethel Road, Bethel Road, box 401, Morganton, North Carolina, Morganton, North Carolina. The zip code here is 28655. Our email address, if you want to send us comments or questions, have ideas what you want to see on this program, send those to our email address at rltnspdema@gmail.com. Again, rltnspdema@gmail.com. Okay. Also, something that you can do right off the bat today. Go over here, okay, right here on YouTube here, give us a thumbs up to help support this program. That lets YouTube know that you enjoy this program, what we give you, what we put up here every day on the air for you. Give us a thumbs up, guys. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Also, please, guys, please stay at the end of the program. That's very important, because if you are here, you only stay for a few minutes, you're not going to get anything out of this program. Okay. You're not going to get much of anything out of this program. We talk about a lot of different issues, including earthquakes. Okay, including earthquakes. And yes, today we're going to address earthquakes in Southern California, earthquakes on the San Andreas Fault as well. So guys, stay tuned for that as well, okay? So please do that. We'd greatly appreciate it, okay? Also, on the Super Chat situation, go and give us Super Chats, guys. That helps us stay on the air as well. So please give us super chats. It would be greatly appreciated. Okay? Greatly, greatly appreciated. Now, guys, it helps. It truly helps. So please give us a super chat. Whatever you want to give, it doesn't matter, but we'd be greatly appreciated. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Okay? Now, wasn't that wild? For just a second, I lost my super chats here. That's wild. That's a first. That's the first that's ever happened. Gosh, that's so wild. Never even expected that to happen. God. Ah, that's weird. I just got it back so I can monitor what you're saying to me on the chats. Okay. Thank you guys. I appreciate you all for being here. Okay. Running with Scissors is here. We appreciate you being here. Elaine's here. My buddy and pal growing up, Laura Marie, is here. She's been a friend, dear friend of mine for more years than we want to admit to. Also, her family was on the southeastern side of the big island of Hawaii, and they were fine. They were fine. As we explained on the program last night, the southeast side of the big island got hit bad, big time. Down on the southern tip of the big island, they occurred the worst damage. They had the worst damage ever. Okay? Winds of up to 80 miles per hour hit the big island and other islands of Hawaii. Okay? Even over in Oahu, they had winds and rain, lots of winds and rain. The eye of the storm stayed off the eastern shores of the big island, but the southeastern part of the big island got hit big time. The eye did not hit the big island at all, but it cruised down the side of the island, and they had a lot of damage. Over near Pahala, where Laura Marie has her family, they had their highway, showed you the video yesterday, where they had their highway that was flooded out by the hurricane. But their family is safe. They were prepared. Laura's taught her kids throughout the years to be prepared, and her son and his family were prepared, and they are all fine today. Okay, we appreciate Laura for being here. We appreciate her for all she does to help keep her family safe. Thank you all for being here, guys. I want to thank my dear friend Heidi Patrick for also being here. We appreciate you, Heidi. Thank you much. Jazz is here as well. Thank you for being here. Heidi just gave us a $10 super chat. Thank you, Heidi, for that. God bless you. We appreciate that. And for that, I'm giving you a EMA sticker on your super chat. I'm also giving you a thumbs up for that as well. Thank you for that. We appreciate it greatly. Okay. Thank you all for being here. Okay. Now, guys, to be here takes courage. Takes courage. Takes fortitude. It takes free will. Free will to be here. Okay. I've had some people say that they don't want to be here because of what I say. I'm very sorry about that. I don't want to offend anybody. I hope I never have offended anybody at all. I don't want to ever offend anybody. But guys, we appreciate you all being here. Okay? Now, I want to talk about earthquakes in Indonesia tonight. That's where we're going to start. Indonesia earthquakes. I want to show you this. Right here. See all these earthquakes here in Indonesia today? 200, probably close to 300 earthquakes here today again. Yesterday we had over 400 earthquakes. Now we have nearly 300 earthquakes here. Insane, guys. Totally insane. Laura Marie just gave us a $50 super chat. Laura, God bless you, dear. Thank you for that. We appreciate you. I just gave you an EMA sticker in your super chat. I'm also giving you a thumbs up as well. Laura Marie, thank you for that. God bless you. Anyway, here in Indonesia, they're still getting hammered with earthquakes. On Friday evening at 7:30 p.m., right before we got off the air, this part of Indonesia got hit by a 7.7 earthquake. 7.7 earthquake. Very, very bad earthquake. Yes, some parts of Indonesia here were hit by the earthquake. Hit by the earthquake. They suffered damages. Lots and lots of damages. About 63 people have been killed and over 100 injured so far. So far today. Okay? Now we're at 4 days out after the earthquake. 4 days after the earthquake, we're still getting upwards of 300 earthquakes a day. Yesterday it was 400, and they're still searching for survivors of this quake today. Okay? Now, guys, this is not the only earthquake that we've had hit. This is not the only earthquake that's hit the world. There have been many others. Okay? Now, I want to go over here to talk about other earthquakes here on the USGS map. For that, I'm going to take down our EMA banner here. I'm going to take down our webcam for the time being. I want you to see the entire map of the USGS here. U.S. Geological Survey. Okay? Again, I just showed you all the earthquakes that hit here in southern Indonesia. USGS is not even showing all of them at all. They're showing very few of them. That's pretty sad. Look at this, guys. Look at this. They're showing us 7 earthquakes. 7 earthquakes. This one to the east here is a 4.8. This is a 4.95.0. This is a 4.7. This is a 5.0 earthquake. This is a 4.8 moderate earthquake. 4.7 moderate earthquake. This is a 4.8 earthquake here. 7 earthquakes here. 2 of them large earthquakes. But, like I said, there are almost 300 earthquakes here today. USGS doesn't even come close to showing all the earthquakes at all. Not at all. Okay? But what USGS is not telling us, we even had upwards of a 5.9 earthquake. A very large 5.9 earthquake has hit here as well. Not just 5.0s, but 5.9. 5.9 earthquakes, guys. That is tremendous power. Huge power. These earthquakes continue to hit here in southern Indonesia here. There are people who live on this island. See towns here. See towns here, guys, all over here. Literally all over here. Look at that. USGS claims to tell us the truth. They don't even come close to telling us the truth at all. That's pretty darn sad. Pretty darn sad. Let's back out here. They're showing us one earthquake here over here in the Banda Sea. This also is a 4.3 moderate earthquake here, out in the ocean of the Banda Sea. 4.3 moderate earthquake here. Just completely back it out. They're also showing us one earthquake here off the coast of Sumatra, Indonesia. Here on the edge of the tectonic plate, we have another 5.6 earthquake here. Okay, this is just one tectonic plate here. There are a total of 7 tectonic plates in place down here in the southern part of the Pacific Ocean, extending over here to Tonga, Samoa region, Fiji, down here into New Zealand. You see the tectonic plates here, including Australia. New Zealand here and Tonga and Samoa are part of the Indo-Australian plate. Part of the Indo-Australian plate, as well as the Legacy Islands of New Caledonia here. Also Vanuatu. Also the Solomon Islands here. Going over here into Papua New Guinea. Also going over here into Indonesia. 7 different tectonic plates are in place here. Why is that important to know? I've talked about this a lot. I'm going to say and show you again what I'm talking about. Guys, watch our webcam right now. I'm going to show you why it's important to understand why tectonic plates are important here in the Indonesia area. There are 7 different tectonic plates in the region, going all the way up to China, or actually to Japan, all the way up to North Japan, including Korea and China and Taiwan and Southeast Asia. One tectonic plate is subducting under the other just like this, going underneath the other just like this. That's what happens. That's why we're having earthquakes. Several years ago, I had a woman from Indonesia write me an email asking me why we've had so many earthquakes here in Indonesia. That's the bottom line. Tectonic plate subduction. Tectonic plate subduction. You cannot have volcanoes without subduction. You cannot have subduction without volcanoes as well. There are 7 different volcanoes already erupting now in Indonesia. 7 different volcanoes around Indonesia that are erupting, and many others as well. Okay, we talked about that also yesterday. That happens all the time. That's why you have so many earthquakes here. That's going to be a problem for years and years going forward. Okay? Now, why are we still having earthquakes here in southern Indonesia? Okay? As I said before, when we have a major earthquake, as we did this past Friday evening, things have to settle down again. The earth is trying to settle back to where it was before the earthquake. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of time. But again, the plates are still subducting no matter what. That's one of the reasons we have so many earthquakes. The tectonic plates are continuing to move. They're continuing to move. We may have large earthquakes here in southern Indonesia for some time to come. We may see aftershocks here in southern Indonesia for 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years after the 7.7 earthquake. It happens. It happens all the time. Literally all the time. Okay? Now, why do I say that? It's a proven fact that it happens. That's number one. Let's go over here to Turkey. The Turkey-Syria border region here. Right here. USGS is not showing any earthquakes here at all. There are 34 earthquakes today here in the Turkey-Syria border region. Let me bring up my other device here. I want to show you these earthquakes. Okay? It's been since February 3rd, 2023, since this earthquake hit. A 9.0, 10.0 earthquake hit here, February 3rd, 2023. We have aftershocks continuing today, every day, ongoing. They don't stop. They continue, guys. They continue. Waiting for my map to settle down here. Okay, look at this. 24, maybe even more earthquakes than that. 20, probably closer to 28 or 30 earthquakes here in the Turkey-Syria border region. Incredible, isn't it? It really is. 3 years ago, we had a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake here. We're still seeing aftershocks like this every day. Every day. Okay? It happens. It happens all over the world. It happens all over the world. Okay? I could show you earthquakes everywhere. Literally everywhere. It happens. Now, guys, why? Why is this important? Our entire world, our Earth is moving. All the plates around the world are moving. They move by centimeters or even millimeters. 4 to 6 millimeters per year, upwards of 4 centimeters per year as well. That's a long distance. Now, why is this important? Why is it important? Let's consider this. Let's go over here to the United States of America. Right here, the Pacific Northwest, going down here into Southern California as well. We have not had a Cascadia earthquake here for over 324 years. 324 years. This Cascadia earthquake is already 34 years past due. The Cascadia earthquake, a 9.0, 10.0 earthquake that is expected here in near the Cascadia subduction zone or over here near the Juan de Fuca Fault. Same difference, basically. 9.0, 10.0 earthquake is due to hit here almost any day. It can happen. Today, tomorrow, next week, or next year. It could happen. I fully expect it to happen within the next 5 years. This area of subduction, just like Indonesia. Exactly like Indonesia. In this case, the Juan de Fuca and the Cascadia subduction zone is going underneath the North American plate here, causing earthquakes. USGS is hardly showing anything here. That's a travesty. It's also a lie. Very much a lie. They never show what's going on. They never will. They don't believe they have to do it. They don't believe they have to say anything about it. Look here. Look at the earthquakes here. USGS is hardly showing anything at all. Basically nothing. That's a pretty sad statement here. That's a pretty sad statement. Okay? Unreal. Over here in Canada, Vancouver Island. This is the 1.6 tremor here. 39 kilometers north-northwest of Niali Bay, Washington. Okay? 39 kilometers north-northwest of Niali Bay, Washington. This is on Vancouver Island. On Vancouver Island, guys. It's not in Washington at all. Okay? Over here, we're showing very few earthquakes here. This is 1.3 tremor here. Anacortes, Washington. Also down here in the Puget Sound, 1.5 tremor here, Oak Harbor, Washington. That's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting. 1.5 tremor here. They're not showing something else here. Not showing something else. This is Concrete, Washington here. 2.0 earthquake. 2.0 earthquake. Right here is 0.4 microquake. Silverdale, Washington. Silverdale, Washington. Guys, there are more earthquakes than that. Okay, let's go down to Mossy Rock. Mossy Rock, Washington, guys. Look at this. This is 0.6 microquake. Mossy Rock, Washington. Further south here, further south of Mount St. Helens here, they're showing a 0.94 microquake here. 0.4 microquake here. They're not showing earthquakes here at Mount St. Helens at all. There are all kinds of earthquakes here. They're not showing any at all. They're not showing anything here at Mount Adams. Last week when we talked about the Pacific Northwest, I showed you earthquakes occurring at Mount Adams every day, just like at Mount St. Helens. Today, they're also not showing anything here at Mount Rainier. Nothing. Okay? I'm here to tell you guys, Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens are in the process of bunkering up for possible eruption. Okay? There are microquakes, hundreds of microquakes, all kinds of tremors, 0.1 to 1.9 or 0.9. There are 1.0 to 1.9 tremors. There are minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.9. There are small earthquakes here at Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens as well. Yet they're not showing us anything at all. Not a thing. Even going down here to Mount Hood here, not showing any earthquakes here. They're not showing any earthquakes at any of the volcanoes over here in Oregon at all. Nothing. Not a thing. They're not showing any earthquakes up here at Glacier Peak. Nothing here at Glacier Peak. Nothing up here at Mount Baker. Not a thing. Not a thing here. Why not? Why not? Okay? Incredible. Incredible. Now, I'm going to take you down into California now. Right here. Cloverville, California. Or I'm sorry, not Cloverville. Weaverville, California. This is a 2.6 minor earthquake here. 2.6 minor earthquake here. Going down here to the coastline, off the coast of Northern California near Petrolia, California. Right here. Remember yesterday, we showed you a 2.8 earthquake here? That was right smack dab on the triple junction right here. This earthquake today is further west from the triple junction where the Cascadia subduction zone, the Gorda Escarpment, and the San Andreas Fault come together. Yes, the San Andreas Fault comes together right here. That's why they call it the triple junction. Out here in the Gorda Escarpment, this is a 2.7 minor earthquake. 2.7 minor earthquake. They're happening. They're still here. Every day there are earthquakes here. Going south here, right here, Redwood Valley, 1.5 tremor here, 1.7 here, 1.3 here. Okay? This same fault line, here, Bartlett Springs, continues down here, past the geysers, all the way down here, past Santa Rosa here, all the way down here to the Bay Area. It connects with what? What's it connect with? The Hayward Fault. Hayward Fault. The same fault that caused a great big huge earthquake in 1979, October 79, 6.9 earthquake. $1 billion in damage, people injured, people killed, all over the place, guys. Damages and people injured and people killed. Guys, we're going to have another major earthquake here. It's going to happen. Right here, just west of the Hayward. Point Greenpoint, California. Point Greenpoint, California. This earthquake here struck Point Greenpoint, California yesterday evening. 1.8 tremor here. Now, while we're not seeing the San Andreas Fault having earthquakes right here near San Francisco Bay, it's unreal. They're not showing anything happening here. They're not showing hardly anything going on here in San Francisco Bay, but there are. Earthquakes just don't take a holiday. They don't. They happen whether the USGS wants to show them or not. Further down here to the south, on the San Andreas Fault here. Here, guys, the San Andreas Fault starts going to the southeast here. This is a 1.5 tremor here, Woodside, California. Woodside, California. Right here is a 1.1 tremor. Right here's a 2.0 earthquake. Here's a 1.9, 2.0 earthquake here. San Andreas Fault. On the southwestern side of the Bay Area. There are other earthquakes here as well. This earthquake is a 1.7. Portola Valley, California. San Andreas Fault. Okay? Other earthquakes here as well. Over here, just south of the Bay Area here, the San Andreas Fault you see here, on the east side of San Francisco Bay, you see the Hayward and the Calaveras Fault. Just south of San Francisco Bay is where all three of these major fault systems come close together. If we have a major earthquake here, in this area, this is where these faults come together. Probably one of the worst places you could live. Why? Because if one of these or all three of these faults go at the same time, all three faults are going to go anyway because they're close together. As a result, you're going to see a combination of seismic energy here like none other. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Okay? I'm just telling you. Not a good thing at all. Okay? Now, let's go further south. Today, they're not showing any earthquakes here east of Monterey Bay here, near Gilroy, California. This is the first within the last month. During the last month, we've had at least one earthquake here near Gilroy, California, every day. Every day. Now, they may not show earthquakes here. They may still be earthquakes here near Gilroy. They just may not be showing them. Let's continue south here. Right down here. Pinnacles, guys. The pinnacles here are on the San Andreas Fault. Here we also have oil and gas drilling here. Oil and gas drilling here. That's one of the reasons we have earthquakes. Every time someone drills into the crust of this earth, seismic energy hits it, It's a man-made earthquake fault. Seismic energy hits it, fractures rock inside the man-made earthquake fault, just like any normal fault. And then all of a sudden we have earthquakes. Fractures of rock here, earth movement causing earthquakes. The pinnacles. Right here. Earthquake capital California. Fairfield, California. They're not showing anything here. But I assure you, right here, we have earthquakes on the San Andreas Fault. They're just not showing them. East of Clear Lake, or not Clear Lake, sorry. East of earthquake capital here, we have more earthquakes here. This is a 2.5 near Aveyah, California. Aveyah, California. Why is this important? Why is this important, guys? Can anybody tell me why this is important? Why is this important? What do we have here? A major city right here. Farms here. Farms here. Right here. Right here. This is a canal. This canal supplies water for irrigation, water for drinking for the various cities up and down the faults here throughout California. We've had earthquakes here near Avondale, California before. It's going to continue. It's going to continue here, guys. California's right here. California's had earthquakes here as well. Lots of earthquakes. Even 5.0, 5.5, 5.6 earthquakes they hit here in California during the past 40 years. They're overdue for another large earthquake here as well. Okay? Let's continue down the San Andreas Fault here. They don't show anything right here, right? Yes, there are earthquakes here. West of the San Andreas here. Okay? Templeton, California. Interesting place. Templeton, California has earthquakes every day. Every day. This is a 1.1 tremor here near Templeton, California. 4 miles west-northwest of Templeton, California. Unreal. Let's go south here. Off the coast of Los Angeles. Right here off the coast. Santa Barbara Island. 2.7 earthquake here. 35 kilometers north-northwest Santa Barbara Island. We have a 2.7 minor earthquake. Over here, San Pedro, where Carol was born. 2.3 minor earthquake here. 2.3 minor earthquake here. Okay? They happen, don't they? They absolutely do. Now we have a nice red earthquake here. Red means the earthquake just happened. Let's go over here. Silver Lake, California. Silver Lake, California, just north of Los Angeles. This is a 1.3 tremor here. However, it's not the only earthquake here, but that earthquake just happened. This is 1.6 tremor here. Also, 3 kilometers, 1.5 miles northeast of Silver Lake. This is a 0.7 microquake. This is 1.0 tremor here. This is at Silver Lake, California, right here. In Silver Lake, California, right there. Guess what? Where's it at, guys? Where's it at? What's that, guys? It's on the canal again. The aqueduct. The aqueduct here, guys. Metropolitan area, isn't it? Heavily populated. Earthquake City. Earthquake City here. Silver Lake, California. Okay? They're not showing much of anything here at all, really. Last week we had 3.0 earthquakes here in Los Angeles City itself. I showed you that. Last week we also had 3 or 4 other cities here that had 3.0 and 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes here as well. Guess what? There are earthquakes here as well that USGS is not showing us. Hiding earthquakes. They don't want anybody to know what's going on here. There are earthquakes here. Right here. Yorba Linda, California, where former president, he's long since passed, Richard M. Nixon was president between 1968 and 1974. He was born in Yorba Linda here. This is a 0.6 microquake here in Yorba Linda, California. South of there here, North Tustin, California, Orange County, 0.5 microquake here. They're not hardly showing us anything else. It's just interesting enough, they're not showing what was actually going on here. I'm going to show you a lot of activity in just about a minute here. Hang in here with me. I'll show you a lot more activity. Back up here on the San Andreas, right here. 1.0 tremor here. This is Wrightwood, California. Wrightwood, California. This is 0.8 also here. This is in Wrightwood, California here. It says it's 1 mile west-northwest of Wrightwood. Let's zoom in here, guys. It's in Wrightwood here. It's actually in Wrightwood, California here. As this earthquake is, this as well. It says it's 2 miles east-southeast of Wrightwood. It's in Wrightwood, California here. On the San Andreas Fault. The San Andreas Fault is moving all over the place here, guys. USGS doesn't want to talk about it. They never do. They never, ever really do. Right here, San Jacinto Fault, Loma Linda, California. We have a 1.0 tremor here in Loma Linda. That's fine and good. Guess what? Small cache of earthquakes here just south of Loma Linda. This is a 1.7 tremor here. This is a 1.0 tremor here. This is 1.6 tremor here. This is 1.4 here. I'm going to show you a lot more earthquakes than that. Mira Loma and Loma Linda here. A lot more earthquakes than that. Further to the south here, Redlands, California. 0.4 microquake, also on the San Jacinto Fault. Back up here, just west of the San Andreas, 1.1 tremor here, Calimesa, California. Calimesa is an RV resort for very much retired people to park their RVs here and golf. Calimesa, California, 1.1 tremor here. Then a brand new earthquake here on the San Jacinto. Here in San Jacinto, California here. Hemet, California, 1.3 tremor here. Again, here in Hemet, I'm going to show you a seismogram in just a minute. A lot more earthquakes, just a 1.9, 2.0 earthquake. A lot more. Up north here on the San Andreas, 0.8 Beaumont, California. I'm going to show a lot more. Then all of a sudden we get down into northeast San Diego, California right here. Tremors, minor earthquakes. This is 0.6 near Lake Henshaw, California, which is just northeast of Escondido. 0.6 mark earthquake here at Lake Henshaw. Actually, this is 1.0 tremor here. Northwest of Lake Henshaw, California, also northeast of Escondido. Speaking of Escondido, speaking of San Diego, right up here, right here, Sereno Valley, California. Sereno Valley, California. Actually, that's Miramar Naval Air Station. Here's Sereno Valley right here. Guess what? Why am I showing you this? Why am I showing you this, guys? It's on fire. It's been on fire for 3 days now. Nearly 1,000 acres of burn here. I'm sorry, 1,300 acres of burn here in Sereno Valley since Saturday night when the fire started. Guess what? This is human caused. They have since arrested the person that caused the Sereno Valley fire here in San Diego County, just east of La Jolla, Sereno Valley, guys. Just east of La Jolla and southwest of Miramar. Southwest of Miramar, Sereno Valley. This is my old stomping grounds. I've hiked the Sereno Valley all throughout my high school years and when I was a scoutmaster as well. Took my scouts hiking through here all the time. I know this area very well. Okay, this area is still on fire today. Okay? Now, let's get to showing you earthquakes that happen now. I'm going to transition from the USGS map here in just a minute. But prior to doing that, I want to show you some earthquakes up here in Canada. USGS not showing us any earthquakes today. Right before I came on the program, USGS was showing us 2 earthquakes up here. We have 3. We have 3 earthquakes here in Canada. USGS took them down. Whatever the reason, they took them down. Let's take down the USGS map here. Almost worthless now. Almost worthless. Okay? Let's go over here east of Canada here. Right up here. Look at this, guys. This is a 1.5 tremor, 1.05 tremor here. St. Pascal, Quebec, Canada. That earthquake to the left is a 1.21 tremor here. 1.21 tremor. This one down here in the middle, south there, this is 1.48 tremor here. Again, USGS not even showing here. Over here in St. Pascal, guess what? This is the second earthquake in 2 days. Second earthquake in 2 days. This is 1.05. Yesterday we had a 1.7 here. This is just south of St. Lawrence Seaway here in Canada. Earthquakes do happen here. All the darn time. All the darn time they happen. USGS still doesn't want to show them to us. I ask the question all the time, why not? Why not? They happen. Why don't they show them? They don't want to do it. That's the bottom line. They just plain don't want to do it. Now, let's go and show you earthquakes in Southern California. Right now, I'm going to take you off the coast. Channel Island here. Good old Channel Island. Channel Island is south of the Santa Barbara Island we showed you earlier. Okay? Channel Island here. What do we see here? Lots and lots of tremors. But what happened here just after 8:05 a.m. this morning on the black line? What happened here just after 8:05 this morning? Channel Island. 2.93 earthquake here. 2.93 earthquake. Channel Island. Guess what? This is almost a 3.0. I'm saying it's a 2.93 earthquake because it's on the borderline. 3.0 are small earthquakes. 2.9 are minor earthquakes. This is on the border there. But you can see also other tremors here, all kinds of tremors here. USGS not even talking about. We also see some 2.0, 2.3 earthquakes here as well. Minor earthquakes. Minor earthquakes here on Channel Island. Now, guys, here on Channel Island, we've had 3.0 earthquakes here before. There's going to be more of them. There's going to be more of them here. That's just off the coast. Let's go over to the desert area. Bakersfield, California. Look what we're having here in Bakersfield. Yes, we have tremors here. 1.0, 1.3, 1.4 tremors here. But you also see some minor earthquakes as well. Okay? 2 or 3 minor 2.0 earthquakes here as well. Bakersfield, California. It appears to me that the seismic energy here is ramping up. Bakersfield, California, on the San Andreas Fault. Did USGS show this in Bakersfield? No, it didn't. Not going to. Not going to. Okay? Now let's go over Cabazon. North of San Diego County, in the mountains of San Bernardino, in the desert areas on the west side of San Bernardino Mountains. Cabazon, California. Look at this. Long duration tremor activity. Long duration tremor activity from 1.0, 1.0, 1.9, all the way up to 2.0 earthquakes. Tremors and minor earthquakes here. Cabazon, California. In the southern foothills of the San Bernardino Mountains. Still desert area. Cabazon, California. Are they showing earthquakes here in Cabazon? No, not at all. Rarely do they ever show or even talk about earthquakes here in Cabazon. They're happening. Let's go to China Lake. Here in China Lake, we're showing nothing but tremors. Last week, we had some minor earthquakes as well. 2.0, 2.7, 2.8 minor earthquakes here at China Lake. What's China Lake, guys? China Lake is a volcano. China Lake is a volcano here. There's also a Navy base here. Naval Base, China Lake. I happen to train sailors here to investigate auto accidents here at China Lake. Great place to work, right next to a volcano. Now, while we're out here, we're going upwards eastbound into the western side of the San Bernardino Mountains to a town called Idlewild. Idlewild. It's a resort type of town, okay? They have A-frame cabins here in Idlewild. Great place to camp, great place to hike. There are also restaurants here, all kinds of restaurants and knickknack shops all over the place. I've been here, I know the place. They don't, unless they put TVs in these A-frame cabins, which I don't think they have. They're basically rustic, not rusty, but rustic cabins here. Rustic cabins here. A-frame cabins. Great place to live. Great place to resort here. Camping during the winter, during the summer, fall, and even spring. And during the winter, they ski here in Aveyah, California. Look here, guys. We're seeing tremors here. We're seeing tremors here. Then what happens after 12:15 this afternoon? What happened here after 12:15 this afternoon? Okay. They turned off the seismograph. They turned off the seismograph here today. Today here, guys, unfortunately, they turned the darn thing off. How can we tell? How can we tell? At approximately 12:24 this afternoon, they turned off. That caused this upper spike here. That caused the upper spike. Then about a minute later, they turned back on. Then we have a downward spike here. Going back to regular rhythm, showing tremors and or earthquakes here. Idlewild, California. They turned the seismograph off for about 1 minute. And again, I want to ask USGS and Caltech, why did they turn it off? Why did they turn it off? They have the reasons. I'm going to ask you this. Did they turn it off because there was a big earthquake here and they knew it was happening? And they turned it off before the seismograph could show it? They've done that before as well. Why they turned off? Inquiring minds want to know. Let's go further out into the desert area here in Southern California to Rancho Mirage on the San Andreas Fault. Look what's happening here. What's happening here? The top line here is 5 a.m. in the morning. Tremors. There are no microquakes here, they're just tremors. 1.0, 1.1 tremors. Then they raise up to 1.4, 1.5, 1.6, 1.7. And then down here on the green line after 12:45 this afternoon. All of a sudden, guys, we come up here to 1.8, 1.9. And I think we may have approached a 2.0 earthquake here as well. Okay, 12:19 p.m. this afternoon. Long-term tremor activity turning into a near 2.0 earthquake. If it wasn't, it was 1.9. But a 2.0 earthquake here. 12:19 p.m. this afternoon. Okay, Rancho Mirage, California. Yes, we've had earthquakes here at Rancho Mirage before. I want to go to Victorville. Victorville is on the San Andreas Fault out here in the desert. Here we have tremors here. All kinds of tremors here in Victorville. Last week, guys, here in Victorville, we had a 3.0 earthquake. Small 3.0 earthquake here. One of our friends, Isaiah's granny, lives out here in Victorville. She would have felt this earthquake. Very small earthquake, but she would have felt this earthquake along with her family here. They have small earthquakes here as well because Victorville lies on top of the San Andreas Fault out here, east of Los Angeles. I'm not done. Okay? Let's go over Lancaster, California. Fox Airport, Lancaster, California. Here in Lancaster, we don't have any minor earthquakes, but we have tremors here. All kinds of tremors here. On the San Andreas Fault here. Again, this area is locked and loaded. This area of the San Andreas Fault is locked and loaded. When the San Andreas Fault goes, look out. There's an Air Force base out here in Lancaster. My former brother-in-law used to work there. He was an air traffic controller out here for the Air Force. Guys, we're going to have a major earthquake here. Doesn't matter whether it's out here in the desert or in Los Angeles, it's going to happen. And all of Los Angeles is going to be turned upside down. All of Los Angeles is going to be turned upside down by the major earthquake here on the San Andreas Fault. Let's talk about this for a minute. I want to talk about it. We need to understand what's going on. Fontana, California here. This was back in June here. Back in June here. Okay? What do we have here? What do we have here, guys? Just after 5:02 p.m. back that day in June, we had a 3.0 earthquake. Guys, why are they not showing us seismographs here at Fontana, California today? 2 weeks ago was the last time we had an earthquake shown here in Fontana. They took the Fontana earthquakes off the map. They took them off the internet. They sent the earthquakes here back to back in June, the first 2 weeks of June. They're not even showing the present time here. That's because seismic activities happen here in Fontana, California. Happening. I can prove it. I'm going to prove it in just a minute. But guys, I want to talk about the San Andreas Fault right now because it's moving. The San Andreas Fault is moving, guys. The San Andreas Fault appears to be ready for a big earthquake, even bigger than the big one. Even bigger than the big one. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying it's going to be even bigger than the big one? It's going to be. It absolutely is going to be, guys. Let's get into this. I want to be very succinct here. I want you to understand what's happening here. It's important. It's important or I wouldn't be talking about it. Okay? Now, earthquakes usually occur along fracture zones in the Earth's crust, where large tectonic plates, as I've told you about and shown you today, large tectonic plates slide past each one another like this. Sometimes they become very locked up. That's the case within the San Andreas Fault. The North American Fault and the San Andreas Fault are locked up with all kinds of energy here. All kinds of seismic energy is locked up here. Ready to pop, literally. Stress builds up over a long periods of time. And then suddenly it's released in the form of an earthquake. In Southern California, the San Andreas Fault and the San Jacinto Faults come together. In this case, the San Andreas Fault and the San Jacinto Fault come together near Fontana. Loma Linda. Okay? Loma Linda. Now, they come together within miles of each other, like this. When they go further north, guys, they're very close together, within maybe 2 miles of each other. very close earthquake faults. Okay? Stress builds up, and then there's also a huge earthquake coming with it. In Southern California, the San Andreas Fault and the San Jacinto Faults are among the most significant of these earthquake fault zones, accommodating a majority of the plate motion in the region. Where the two fault systems approach each other, northeast of Los Angeles lies the Cajon Pass in the San Bernardino Mountains. We also talked about that. I showed you a picture on Friday of the Cajon Pass. It sits on top of the San Andreas Fault. Huge freeway there, guys. Interstate 15 has 4 lanes of freeway running north and south there. 4 lanes south, 4 lanes north. Imagine what happens when the San Andreas Fault unlocks there. Major earthquake. It dislocates the fault, dislocates the highway, dislocates the railroads there. I also showed you the Union Pacific Railroad area crossing the fault there. Okay? It's going to be a huge disaster when it happens. Okay? We talked about this on Friday. Okay? This area, guys, is a very complex area, accommodating the majority of the plate motion in the region. Okay? A tectonically complex junction where a rupture on one fault could potentially cross onto the other fault. In 1857, they had what they called the Fort Teton earthquake. Not Teton, but Fort Tejon earthquake. Tejon earthquake. Okay? The San Bernardino Mountains region, where the Cajon Pass is today. Okay? It had an estimated magnitude of 7.9. It had an estimated magnitude of 7.9. 8.0 earthquake, guys. 8.0 earthquake. Now the seismologists are saying it could have been larger than an 8.0. Okay? This was the largest recorded earthquake in United States history at the time. This was the largest recorded earthquake in U.S. history at the time. Since the last major earthquake to affect the wider LA area, the Fort Tejon earthquake of 1857 with magnitude 7.9, tectonic stress along the fault segments has built up continuously. It's built up continuously, guys, since 1857. 1857. That's a long time. 175 years. 175 years. Okay? The San Andreas Fault is getting ready to pop. Getting ready to pop. It has the potential of a major blast here. A major blast. A future rupture here. The rupture about 225 miles, 350 kilometers of the Southern California San Andreas Fault from Fairfield to Wrightwood. Fairfield to Wrightwood. I showed you Wrightwood a few minutes ago. I showed you also Fairfield. That whole area, guys, ruptured. The Cajon Pass ruptured. A new study that's happened already. I'll tell you about it because this means a lot. If you understand the San Andreas like I do, I want to tell you what's happening here. Okay? was a study done of the Myanmar earthquake. Just happened about 7, 8 months ago. Myanmar had a 7.4 earthquake. Okay. After the earthquake hit Myanmar, okay, it raised alarm bells for California. Scientists found that the Sagagin fault in Myanmar was very similar to the San Andreas in this region. Eruption in ways they didn't expect, spanning more than 310 miles. Span more than 310 miles, 500 kilometers. It caught researchers off guard. That quake in Myanmar killed 5,000 people. 5,000 people died in Myanmar this year. This year. Why does this matter? The San Andreas fault is long. It's straight. Nearly 800 miles of fault. Nearly 800 miles of fault. From north of the San Francisco Bay Area, all the way down into San Diego County, Imperial County, in Southern California. Then it leaves California, goes into Mexico even further. Goes all the way down to southern Mexico. But here in the United States, it's 800 miles long, a little over 800 miles long. Okay? Geologists have long warned of a major earthquake here. They said it was going to happen within the next 30 years. Now they're saying it's imminent. Now those same researchers saying it's imminent. But the new research suggests the big one could be worse than anything they've ever modeled. Historically, scientists have assumed that future quakes would repeat past ones. The 1906 San Francisco quake ruptured 296 miles of fault. But in Myanmar, the fault broke across segments. The fault broke across segments of the fault. Okay? Scientists thought that the fault could be recently active and unlikely to erupt again, but it's going to. The new modeling along the San Andreas fault, guys, shows that stress can transfer in very unpredictable ways. And ruptures can cascade across fault zones, across fault segments. The ones thought were unlikely to move together. The quake in Myanmar that I showed you earlier displaced Earth by more than 10 feet, 3 meters in places. And it occurred across a segment where scientists expected only 190 miles to slip. It ended up nearly doubling that. Ground displacement, guys, ground movement, reached up to 30 feet, 9 meters in some areas, 9 meters. Ground fault movement, ground displacement. Big picture here. Earthquakes are not on timers. Earthquakes are not on timers. Each rupture redistributes stress, reshaping what happens next. The San Andreas fault could behave in ways we haven't even seen. The San Andreas fault could handle earthquake stress, in ways we've never seen before. It could rupture longer, harder, and wider. The San Andreas Fault could rupture harder, longer, and wider. Modern models of the San Andreas Fault warn that future seismic events may not just be contained to a single segment of the fault. High stress can cause the plate to rupture, to jump, or cascade across multiple connected fault systems. We talked about this. Okay? The San Andreas Fault plate rupture between the North American plate and the Pacific plate. The plate rupture. The San Andreas Fault. Okay? It can cause a rupture, or it can even jump across multiple connected fault systems. That's why I'm telling you about this, guys. The San Andreas Fault could jump across many other fault systems, meaning the other fault systems could also pop at the very same time, causing major earthquakes to happen in all kinds of areas throughout Los Angeles and San Diego County, and the Imperial County as well. We haven't even gotten there yet. Okay? High stress can cause a rupture to jump or cascade across multiple connected fault systems, such as through the Cohen Pass, potentially increasing the physical size and impact of the earthquake, increasing the physical size and the impact of the San Andreas Fault earthquake. With many millions of people living up and down the fault line, 800 miles long fault, researchers say it's time to rethink the worst case scenarios. To rethink the worst case scenarios here. Not just on past basic history, past history showing what has happened. Take it far beyond that. Take the San Andreas Fault far beyond that. It could be far beyond that, guys. The San Andreas Fault could take us far beyond where we are now and where it could have been before. Think about that, guys. Unknown territory here. Unknown territory here. It's likely to happen. This is likely to happen and can happen in the blink of an eye. Remember that. Remember that. Now, let's go into Los Angeles some more here. Let's show you what happened here. Chino, California, on the eastern side of Los Angeles. Look at Chino. Here in Chino, we're seeing tremors. And yes, we're seeing some 2.0 minor earthquakes here in Chino, California. Earthquakes are increasing here in Chino, California. Seismic increases here in Chino, California, just like we're seeing everywhere else. Okay? Let's go north of Los Angeles to Del Amo now. Del Amo. Look at this, guys. This is happening every day now. Every day. Side to side, top to bottom here. But the big line here on this side right here is at the top. At the top. This line here on the top is 5 a.m. on the left-hand side. It comes down here just past 115 on the bottom of the seismograph. Look what it's showing, guys. Tremors and minor earthquakes. Tremors and a lot of minor earthquakes. Down at the bottom on the black line here. Down on the bottom of the black line. Just after 1:06 p.m. this afternoon. Del Amo, California. 2.7 earthquake here. 2.7 minor earthquake. Last week in Del Amo, we have 3.0 earthquakes, just 3 of them. 3.0 earthquakes here in Del Amo, California last week. Now today we have a 2.5, 2.7 earthquake. Just 1 minor earthquake. Okay? Seismic energy is still hitting in Los Angeles. Let's go to Ellis, California. Okay? In past weeks and even months, we've seen tremors and minor earthquakes here in Ellis, California. Tremors and minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.2 earthquakes. What happened today after 6:35 this morning? What happened today after 6:35 this morning on the blue line here? "6:36 this morning, 3.0 earthquake here. 6:36 this morning, 3.0 earthquake here. Guys, this earthquake, back to back, erupted for a full 60 seconds. This earthquake here, Southern California, Ellis, California, shook for a minute and a half. Just over a minute and a half total. We got it, guys. Just north of Los Angeles, it's rupturing here. Okay? Down to the bottom of the black line. Okay? 1:12 p.m. this afternoon. Bottom black line on the right-hand side. 2.6, 2.7 minor earthquake. So we've had tremors here. You see 2.0, 2.7, 2.6 earthquake here. And 3.0 activity here as well. Small earthquakes here this morning. Okay? I'm not done. Let's look here at Laguna Beach, Orange County here on the southern coast of LA. Tremor activity here. That's normal. Very normal for Laguna Bell. Happens every day here. Yes, sometimes here at Laguna Beach, we have tremors and minor earthquakes. Today, it's nothing but tremor here. That's usually what it is. Okay? Sometimes it gets larger. Let's move on here. Now, Long Beach, California. No, we do not have any 3.0 earthquakes, what we did last week. Today, I don't see any 3.0 earthquakes, but we had 3.0s here in Long Beach last week. Still again here in Long Beach, we're seeing far and wide, east and west here, north and south, top to bottom, side to side here. Long Beach, California, we have tremors, minor earthquakes here. Tremors and minor earthquakes. Tremors 1.0, 1.9. Minor earthquakes 2.0, 2.8. 2.0, 2.8 earthquakes here in Long Beach, California. You see here on the seismograph. USGS not showing this. Why not? Why are they not showing this, guys? Inquiring minds want to know. I'm not even done here. Here's another seismogram on the north side of Long Beach. Here we're seeing tremors. Last week we were seeing minor earthquakes as well. Today they're just tremors, 1.0 to 1.5 tremors here. Long Beach 2. Let's continue this. Let's go to Los Alamitos Park. Los Alamitos Park here in Los Angeles has horse racing. Horse racing. Look at these earthquakes here today. Tremors and minor earthquakes, but one is actually a 2.93 points earthquake. Where's it at? When did it happen? When this earthquake happened, guys, it happened after 9 a.m. this morning. 9:07 this morning. 3 points earthquake here. Los Alamitos horse racing track. 3.0 small earthquake here. Felt earthquake. Felt earthquake. As you can see, we had tremors and other minor earthquakes here as well. 2.0, 2.5 earthquakes here. Los Alamitos. Let's keep going here. I want to take you over to Los Angeles now. Los Angeles City. Here in Los Angeles City, at the City Hall building, City County building of LA, great big huge tall building. In the basement of this building, there's a seismograph. This seismograph is recording tremors here in Los Angeles. Last week here in Los Angeles in downtown LA, we had 2 3 points earthquakes. Today here we're only seeing tremors. Tremors being earthquakes here. Tiny tremors. Last week we had small earthquakes here. We're going to have them again. We're going to have them again. Now, let's go over to Marijuana, Loma Linda. A few minutes ago, I showed you Loma Linda. They showed tremors here. Look what they're showing us here. A lot of tremors here. All kinds of tremors here. Okay? Again, USGS not telling us the entire truth. They're hiding the information. They're hiding the information. Okay? USGS should show a bunch of swarms of earthquakes, because that's exactly what we have here. Swarms of earthquakes here in Marijuana, Loma Linda area. Lots of swarms here. Lots of swarms. Okay? Here in Loma Linda, Marijuana, California, just south of Fontana, we've seen 3 points of earthquakes here before. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. Let's keep moving here in Los Angeles now. Guys, I want to take you over to Moore Park now. Moore Park, California. Just north of Los Angeles again. Here in Moore Park last week, we had a series of 3 points earthquakes, up to 3.5 earthquakes, back to back for 3 minutes. Those of you who were with us last week know what happened here. Early in the morning again. About 6:30 this morning, 6:30 last Tuesday morning. Series of 3 earthquakes, 3 points earthquakes here. Okay? Moore Park, California. Look what happened here. Both after 5:17 this morning on the red line. Minor earthquake there, 2.5, 2.6. Then another one after 6:15, 6:16 this morning. Okay? 2.5, 2.6 earthquake there. Now then, let's drop down here to 11:03 a.m. 11:03 a.m. 2.93 points earthquake. 2.93 points earthquake. Small earthquake, guys. Anybody here felt this shaking here? Anybody here in this area felt this shaking here? Moore Park, California, north of Los Angeles. Okay? I'm not done yet. There's a lot more shaking to see here. Okay? Pardee, California. Up at the top after 5 a.m. this morning on the black line, we saw two 2.0 earthquakes here. One approximately just after 3 minutes after 5 a.m. this morning. The next one was after almost 5:06 this morning. Just after 5:06 this morning. 2.0 earthquakes here. Then we had all kinds of tremors here, minor earthquakes, but not to be outdone. What happened after 10:16 this morning? What happened after 10:16 this morning on the red line here? 3.2 earthquakes, guys. 3.2 earthquakes struck this area. Okay? Almost 45 minutes worth of shaking here. Almost 45, not minutes, 45 seconds of shaking here. That's unreal. 45 seconds worth of shaking here. And it didn't stop. It continued. It continued, guys. Continued for about a minute. 3.0 shaking here. You're gonna feel your bed at that hour of the morning if you're still lying in it, sitting beside it, sitting in a chair, or in the shower, you feel this earthquake. 3.0 small earthquake here this morning after 10 a.m. Look at this other shaking as well. Minor earthquakes and tremors here. All day long here, Pardee, California. Let's keep going here. Okay. Again, I'm going up to Playa del Rey, Marina del Rey, just north of Los Angeles here, along the coastline, North LA. Marina del Rey, Playa del Rey here. So just like most other days, we have tremors here. Occasionally we've had 2.0 earthquakes, but not very often. This is Boat Harbor here. This is Boat Harbor here. Great big huge yachts, big boats, harbor here at the docks here at Marina del Rey, Playa del Rey. All we have here are minor tremors here so far today. That's all. Let's keep going. I want to take you to Rancho Palos Verdes now. Rancho Palos Verdes just south and west of Los Angeles. Look here. Okay. Rancho Palos Verdes, we used to see tremors here all the time. But what happened here this past year? Fires raced through Rancho Palos Verdes, burned it down. Burned it down. Yes, we've seen landslides here in Rancho Palos Verdes. You may have seen another landslide here this morning. Because here, right after 11:06 a.m. this morning, we had a 2.6 earthquake. 2.6 earthquake here. Prior to that, after that, all we saw here were tremors. This is probably a landslide here at Palos Verdes. Okay? It's important to understand here. Let's keep going here. I want to take you out to Rinaldi now. Rinaldi, northeast Los Angeles. Up until today, we haven't seen 2.0, 2.5 earthquakes. Up until today, that's it. Look here this afternoon. This afternoon, guys, it started happening after 11:30 a.m. this morning. After 11:30 a.m. this morning. 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes today. 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here today. This morning here. Okay? About 2:36, 2:42, 2:43, 3.0 earthquakes here. 3.3 earthquakes here. Look what we're seeing here, guys. First time for everything. In the 7 years I've been on the air here, I've never seen this kind of earthquakes here in Rinaldi, California. Yes, we've seen minor earthquakes, 2.0, 2.8. We have seen that. We've seen that here today as well. Okay? 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here in Rinaldi, California. RINALDI, California. Let's keep going here. Let's go to Rio Hondo. Also northeast of Los Angeles, Rio Hondo. We've seen minor earthquakes here before. We've seen tremors here before. And yes, we're seeing tremors here again. Rio Hondo, California. That's all they have today. Nothing but tremors. 1.3, 1.4 tremors here. Now, Santa Clara. Small town here. Mostly Santa Clara is a bedroom community. Yes, they have gas stations. They have restaurants. Small businesses for the most part. Santa Clara is a place to live. Tiny tremors here in Santa Clara. Let's keep moving. I want to take you over to Anaheim. Next stop, Anaheim, California. Disneyland is here. Knott's Berry Farm here. All kinds of businesses here. Look what we're having here in Anaheim. Down here, near the bottom of the seismograph. Okay? 2.8, 2.9 earthquake here on the red line. But above it, we have tremors and minor earthquakes there as well. As early as 5:34 this morning on the blue line. 2.6, 2.7 earthquake this morning. 2.4, 2.5, 2.6 throughout the day here. Okay? Anaheim, California. They're having earthquakes here. In Anaheim, or here in Anaheim, 2 amusement parks here, dozens of roller coasters here. They have a 3.0 large earthquake here. They have to stop everything here at Disneyland and Knott's Berry Farm, shut it down, and they make their employees go through the roller coasters, make sure no equipment has been damaged, no train tracks, no roller coasters, no nothing, and then they can restart the park. They basically have to shut it all down, maybe an hour. Then they retest to make sure it's still going to work. Okay? That's why we have information here about Anaheim. Okay? It's important to understand. Let's keep going. Now, we go east of Anaheim. University of Southern California, Los Angeles. USC, LA. Right here. As is the norm here at USC Los Angeles, nothing but tremors here. Yes, they sometimes have minor earthquakes, but this is it. Tremors here at USC. Guys, it's not going to continue here. Okay? I want to take you out to Walnut La Puente. Walnut La Puente, look what's happening here. Two cities side by side here. What's going on? There just happens to be a volcano here, guys. There's a volcano here at Walnut La Puente. Underneath these cities is a volcano. Let me reduce the size of this side so you can understand what I'm saying here. There's a volcano. Over probably 1,000 years of time, we've had glaciers here, we've had oceans here, we've had weathering here. Between the oceans, the glaciers, and regular weather, the crater and also the cones have been narrowed down to almost nothing, worn down to almost nothing. Here we have a caldera, the volcanic floor. Or when lava cooled the last time it erupted, we have a volcanic floor, a great big huge volcanic rock. Huge volcanic rock here. Over time, cities were built here. Okay? The city of Walnut and the city of La Puente. There's all kinds of money here, guys. There are a bunch of state homes here in Walnut and La Puente. The cities here were built on a volcano. That's why you see a lot of earthquakes here. 3.0s, 3.5s, yes, I believe even 4.0. My small earthquakes are happening here every day at Walnut La Puente. Magma is coming up from underneath the plate, underneath that big, huge volcanic rock here, hitting that caldera, hitting that floor of the volcano like this, causing these earthquakes. Magma from underneath the magma chamber here of the volcano hitting this volcanic floor, causing these earthquakes. That's what's happening here, guys. This is exactly what's happening here. And yes, we can see 3.0 earthquakes out here. Literally all day long. All day long. Okay? The top of this sidegram here is 5 a.m. I pulled this sidegram just after 1 p.m. this afternoon, Pacific time. Here you see 3.0, 3.4 earthquakes here. 3.0, 3.4 earthquakes, maybe even 3.5s here. These earthquakes are hitting all day long here. All day long here. Okay? Walnut La Puente, Los Angeles, East Los Angeles. Okay? Happening. Volcanic activity. Then I want to take you into San Diego City, San Diego County. I want you to see what's happening. Why? Because, guys, it's not just Los Angeles. It's not just north of LA, not just east of Los Angeles. San Diego is also being affected, as well as the Imperial Valley to the east. Okay, let me show you these earthquakes now. San Diego City, right here. Okay, this is the San Diego Gas and Electric Building, just north of downtown San Diego, in a place called Mission Valley. Okay, they call it Mission Control. San Diego Gas and Electric Building, Mission Valley, they call it Mission Control here. At this seismograph here, we're seeing nothing but tremors here. Now guys, further north here in San Diego County, there's an earthquake fault that's called the Rose Canyon Fault. The Rose Canyon Fault comes out of Los Angeles. When the Newport Inglewood Fault goes through Los Angeles, it ends up going out into Los Angeles Harbor. Then the Rose Canyon Fault meets up with it at the Newport Inglewood Fault up here in Los Angeles and goes south here into San Diego County. It starts to go inland in San Diego County and Encinitas, California. Then it runs parallel to the coastline all the way into San Diego City. Then it goes back into San Diego Harbor once it hits San Diego City. Okay? Here in La Jolla, actually here in San Diego City, south of La Jolla, we're seeing tremors here. Tremors here in San Diego City, just north of downtown. SDG&E. There's another place, La Jolla. The Scripps Institute of Oceanography is next. Guess what? It's happening, guys. Look at the Scripps Institute. The Rose Canyon Fault goes down here just below the Scripps Institute of Oceanography here. Look at what we're seeing here. Yes, we are seeing tremors here. We are also seeing minor earthquakes as well. We're seeing tremors and minor earthquakes. Let's look close here. 9 a.m. here. 9 a.m. Actually, before that, just after 7:01, actually 7:02 p.m. a.m. 7:02 a.m. this morning, up here on this black line here, we have a 2.4, 2.5 earthquake. Then further down the line here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hours later, 10:17 a.m. this morning. 10:17 a.m. this morning on the red line. 2.5, 2.6 earthquake there. Okay? They're happening. Then on the bottom red line here, 12:16, actually 12:17, 2.0 earthquake here. Okay? Tremors, minor earthquakes here at Scripps Institute. Earthquakes do here in San Diego County. Okay? Rose Canyon Fault doing this. The Rose Canyon Fault doing this, guys. I want to emphasize the Rose Canyon Fault comes out of Los Angeles. Okay? Let's go over to Imperial Valley now. Imperial Valley. Lots of earthquakes out here. Why is it important? Because some of these earthquakes are caused by magma. Some of the earthquakes here in the Imperial Valley are caused by magma. Magma coming off the Pacific Ocean over here in the west, coming off the Pacific Ocean through San Diego County into the Imperial County here, causing earthquakes. There just happened to be another volcano over here on the southern side of the Salton Sea. The southern end of the Salton Sea, we have the Salton Butte volcano. Okay? That's why magma is coming out here. But there's also magma going over to San Francisco, in San Francisco Peak in Arizona. San Francisco Peak in Arizona. Okay? Now, Let's concentrate what's happening here in the Imperial Valley now, okay? First up, I want to take you over to a place in the desert area of the Imperial Valley. It's called Ocotillo Community Park. Ocotillo Community Park. Okay, off to the west, we have San Diego City, San Diego County. Then we have the Cuyamaca Mountains. Okay? In the southern part of the Cuyamacas, they call it the Chocolate Mountains. Okay? Then we have a desert area on the eastern side of the Chocolate Mountains until we get over into the Imperial Valley where it's settled, where we have people living. We're growing vegetables as well. Okay? Out in the desert here, west of the settled area of the Imperial Valley, we have Ocotillo Wells, Ocotillo Community Park. What are we seeing here? We're seeing microquakes. We're seeing tremor activity. But what are these curved lines here? What are these curved lines? What are they telling us? What we're seeing here on these curved lines, guys, is magma down beneath the surface. It's racing towards east. Racing towards east here in the Imperial Valley. Magma racing towards the Sultan Butte volcano and further east over here into Arizona. Okay? You see the magma really well here on the seismogram at Ocotillo Community Park. Yes, you see a lot of tremors here as well. Do you see that? But you see magma going over to the Sultan Butte volcano, which is also going over to eastbound into Arizona to San Francisco Peak in Arizona, another volcano. Okay? Let's go over to the town of El Centro. The town of El Centro here. One of our own family members lives here in El Centro. Juanito. Juanito lives here in El Centro. Guess what, guys? Juanito feels these earthquakes. Last week he was here in the chat room from El Centro, California. Last week he was telling us that yes, they are feeling every one of these earthquakes here. These are 3.0 to 3.5 earthquakes here in El Centro, California. His family is feeling them. Every person that lives here in El Centro is feeling these earthquakes. They're feeling these earthquakes. El Centro is a town of about 50,000 people. 50,000 people. They're feeling these earthquakes, guys. Now, last week we had 48 earthquakes here. Today we have 52 earthquakes. 52 earthquakes here today. 3.0 large earthquakes. 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here in El Centro, California today. 52 of them. Yes, we also have our share of tremors. Yes, we do have some 2.4, 2.5 minor earthquakes as well. But yes, we're having 3.0, 3.5 earthquakes here as well. Small earthquakes here in El Centro, California. Let's keep going. Northeast of El Centro is a town called Imperial. It's called Imperial, guys, right here. Last week, the town of Imperial had tremors here. Nothing but tremors. Look here today. Yes, we have our share of tremors here in the town of Imperial, but we are also seeing some 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes here as well. 2.8, 2.9 earthquakes here as well in the town of Imperial. Lots and lots of tremors, but we also have some minor earthquakes here as well. Okay? Let's take a look at Calipatria. North and east of the town of Imperial is called Californiia. We've seen Californiia before. Okay? Californiia is just south of the Salton Sea. South of the Salton Sea. Here in Californiia, guys, we see on the daily occurrence, we see 75 to 150 earthquakes here in Californiia. 75 to 150 earthquakes here in Californiia every day. Every day. Every day, guys. And guess what? Why is it important? Because, guys, some of those earthquakes are tremors, 1.0, 1.2, 1.3. Some of those earthquakes are 2.0, 2.5, 2.6 minor earthquakes. Yes, they happen. But just here last night, let's take a look at this. Last night, just after 4:32 p.m. yesterday afternoon, 2.7, 2.8 earthquake, 2.0 earthquakes, 1.2, 1.3 tremors here. After 4 p.m., after about 4:10, 4:11 p.m., we have a red line here. The red lines are computer generated to get the attention of the seismologists here. The seismologists approved this seismogram. The seismologists approved this seismogram. Here in this red line, guys, the top and the bottom of this red line are blocked off at the top and the bottom. They're flattened. This here shows at least a 2.7 earthquake, at least a 2.7 earthquake. The top and the bottom have been knocked off. This may have been as well as a 3.0 small earthquake. Not just a 2.7 minor earthquake, but a 3.0 small earthquake. Okay? Californiia, California. We go further down here. Okay? Then we come here to 4 p.m. on the left-hand side. We pull over here to the right. It's about 4:10. It's about 4:10. Again, on the red line here. Okay, it's computer generated. This is a 2.7, 2.8 earthquake. Further to the right here, 2.5, 3 minutes later, a little bit thicker earthquake. This earthquake looks like a 2.6, 2.7 earthquake. They cut off the bottom and the top of this earthquake. May have been larger, 2.8, 2.9. Not 3.0 small earthquake as well. Happens all the time. Most of the time when we have a thick line, a very thick line, the top and the bottom of those thick lines are blocked off, cut off. Definitely a 3.0 earthquake. Okay? Why do I say this is possibly a 3.0 earthquake? Look at the after effect. After the primary wave, we have tremor activity after that. Okay? About 30 seconds worth of activity. This in of itself is a 2.7 minor earthquake. 30 seconds of tremor activity, we're going to put it at 2.9, 3.0. 2.9, 3.0 earthquake here. Let's keep going here. Okay? After the seismologists leave to go home, they turn down the seismograph. Hours. Okay? 5 a.m. We see less magma going to the magma points earthquake here, Pacific time. 3:30 p.m. Eastern. This time I'm going to show you another one here.